What exactly is it with England and penalties in a crucial knockout tournament that seems to have such a love-hate relationship with them? You remember that before 2018, England had never won a penalty shootout at a World Cup or, in fact, at a major event. And they broke that jinx last year when they, won their first ever shootout. If I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, it was in the round of 16. But this time around, it is a penalty that has once again cost them. This time, it wasn't even in a shootout, but it was a penalty that could potentially have taken this game to extra time, but unfortunately has ensured that, well, it really won't be coming home this time around either. So, to answer the question, is it coming home? Simple answer, no, it's not. England are officially out of the World Cup, and France, the defending champions, who, despite actually having been rocked by injuries this year, have looked like a team, on a mission. Well, they're through to the semi-finals. They're only one step away from making it to the finals, and one step and two steps away, really, from being the first team since Brazil, all the way back in 1962, to actually retain the World Cup trophy. Remember, the FIFA World Cup has not been retained by any team since Brazil managed to do it in 1962. Since then, there's not been a single two-time or two back-to-back champion in the history of the FIFA World Cup. France very much on the way to actually, get that accolade and ensure that that streak ends. Now, quick summation of the match for those of you who, of course, weren't watching or were watching either way. So, France came out of the blocks early on. England too looked confident, but everything changed when Aurelien Tchouameni ended up scoring a very, very good goal from outside the box. That gave France the lead, and after that, really, it was a case of England were always, truth be told, playing catch up. Then, of course, Harry Kane got the penalty. He ended up scoring, brought the game level, and again, at that point, you're thinking, okay, England are back in the game, but they would need another goal or two to actually be clear of this France side. Unfortunately, that didn't come. In fact, they did miss a couple of chances, key chances. You remember Harry Maguire, he went up for a header, ended up sending it slightly over. There was one that hit the post. So there was plenty of action going on in front of the goal mouths. But crucially for England, they hadn't scored that goal to actually get themselves in the lead. And then that ended up costing them dearly because France themselves were also creating chances. Again, Giroud had one very good effort saved by Jordan Pickford, and then he ended up giving France back the lead with a wonderful bullet header that, truth be told, owed a lot to, England's poor defending as much as it did to his unerring accuracy from the edge. Or as I've always said about Giroud, one of the more underrated strikers in world football. Glad that he's finally getting his due, and of course, he's making that French national team goal scoring record very much his own at this point. But of course, England had a chance to come back into the match. They won a penalty, which of course came as a result of a VAR check, and it was first, in fact, it didn't seem like the penalty was going to be given. The referee really brushed it off, but VAR check told the referee to go and have a look himself at the screen. He did. He changed his decision. Penalty given, and then Harry Kane skied it. I don't understand what was the thinking behind the penalty. Maybe he just wanted to, give it, to use a classic English term, give it the old hev-ho, and he went for power. But the problem was, not only did he get too much power on it and, send it flying into the night sky. In fact, I'm pretty sure if you guys looked outside your window, you'd still see it in the air somewhere. But the simple fact of the matter was that even if it was on target, in the sense that the shot was lower, I'm still pretty sure Lloris would have saved it, because not only did Lloris pick the right direction, but the shot was in fact hit very much in the middle. So in that sense, I'm pretty sure it wasn't the best of taken penalties by Kane. And understandably, he was pretty distraught after the match. But of course, there's going to be a lot of questions asked over him. There's going to be questions asked over England. Don't be too surprised if you see Gareth Southgate tendering his resignation, because again, I think he'd gotten a contract extension in recent times, but I don't think he would want to be continuing after this particular result, because again, it does feel like the end of a cycle. Remember, Southgate took over 2018. They made it to the semis. They, in fact, made it to the third place playoff. Couldn't beat Belgium. And then thereafter, Euro 2020, which was, of course, held in 21. They made it to the final of the tournament, lost out once again on a penalty shootout. And then this time around, the thinking was that maybe, just maybe, the team had learned enough to have the new and wherewithal to actually win a full-time, an international tournament. That's not really been the case, and unfortunately, rather than the trophy coming home, England are going home. And France, on the other hand, man, this is a team that has been wrecked by injuries before the tournament and even during the tournament. Remember, Karim Benzema was ruled out just before the tournament, but they've soldiered on. Their squad depth is amazing, and I, for one, would not be surprised if they do end up making it to the final of the FIFA World Cup. Potentially, we could be seeing France Argentina, which would be a grudge match in a sense for Argentina. Remember, France had knocked them out of the World Cup last year, and it was a pretty humiliating loss for La Albiceleste. They would be keen to take revenge, but this France team looked very strong. Either which way, no point talking about the final yet. We do, of course, know though what our semi-final lineups will be. The first semi-final of the FIFA World Cup, which will take place, of course, on Tuesday, will feature Croatia taking on Argentina. And the second semi-final will be seeing Morocco, who of course made history earlier tonight. They're the first Arab team to of course be in the semi-final. And don't forget, they're also the first team from Africa to make it to the semi-final. They'll be taking on France. I mean, that's a pretty good semi-final lineup if you ask me. There's everything. You have superstar teams, superstar players, and an underdog team as well. I love that. I'm totally looking forward to the semi-finals, but enough about me talking. Let's take a few of you comments. I see them rolling in. Akash Bharadwaj says, it's not coming home. Yep. Love Rami puts it better, saying that England are the ones coming home. It was on the cards. Bukayo Saka tried his level best, but couldn't succeed and couldn't convert his efforts into goals. Wholeheartedly agree. Vaishnavi Swaminathan said that England never did look like scoring. I mean, yeah, they did make a couple of chances, but I don't think they created enough chances to actually trouble the French team, and that is was a cause for concern because, again, the attack just generally didn't look too good. Very, very disjointed for the most part, and, it really didn't look like they were a team in sync. Ikpreet says France versus Argentina possible now. Yes, I had covered it just about a minute back in this video. Love Rami asks, who will stop France now? They look very formidable and they can very well retain the title. Not foretelling. Of course, he prefixes that with good reason. But looking at the performance, yeah, I think France have looked really good. I mean, I totally peg them to be one of those teams who maybe got knocked out in the round 16 or quarters. But they've been really impressive despite not having the likes of Benzema, Pogba, Kante, nothing. That's a lot of, that's a lot of firepower they're missing, but they're still able to actually get the job done. It's massive. Nirbhai Soni says, England didn't have anyone better than Kane to take that penalty kick. I mean, okay, that's a bit harsh on Kane because his record from penalties, generally speaking, pretty good. He even scored one earlier in the game. So you back your best, your main striker to be taking them 10 times out of 10. Unfortunately for him, I think he himself got a bit nervous, and so, the result shows. Akash Bharadwaj says, just imagine if Benzema, Kante, Pogba were playing together. Would be a different level. This France team would be unstoppable. Aditya Mohanty says, if you miss a penalty in such a crucial moment, you are yourself to be blamed, though I wish that England would win. Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think, Kane is going to bear the brunt of this penalty miss, although it is worth noting that I don't think this England team were very good even, without that. They didn't really create enough chances to, actually make France actually sweat. Love Rami says, we can only say Morocco remain an underdog team compared to the other three. Yeah, I mean, Croatia, to be fair, they're not a team that has achieved a lot, but don't forget, they were finalists in the World Cup last year as well. So, other than that, true, I don't think. Harshit Ahuja, who's joining us on the stream right now, my colleague, says England hard done by? Yeah, no. I mean, look, they could have maybe had a red card or something for Theo Hernandez, but beyond that, I don't think they created enough chances to actually trouble, they didn't trouble France enough. Asad Abid says, and he's got a prediction here, France are winning back-to-back World Cups. Satyam Putatunda says, Argentina versus France is coming. I hope that is indeed the case. GGK says, Messi will win the World Cup. It's his destiny. France will be under pressure. I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. Akash Bharadwaj says, Messi and Mbappe are going to be fighting for the Golden Boot and Ballon d'Or. You don't call it the Ballon d'Or. I think you mean the Golden Ball. The Ballon d'Or is a different trophy altogether. But yes, I do think that if, the World Cup, whatever ways the World Cup goes, I think Messi would be in line for the Golden Ball. Golden Boot, though, Mbappe, definitely. I think he would need to score a couple more goals to be clear. Let's see, any more comments to be taking? Akshat Tyagi is asking, who's winning it? I've been saying Argentina, but you never really know. Anime fan says it seems you were supporting England because you look angry. I mean, to be fair, yes, I was supporting England, but I didn't really expect them to win this match, truth be told. So it's more disappointment than it is anger. Anyhow, on that note, I will take you guys leave. Thank you all very much for joining us on this particular live stream. Again, if you enjoy what it is that we do at Sports Today, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook as well. You can leave us a comment, subscribe, tap the bell icon, and of course, don't forget to download the SportsTech app where you can actually get the highlights of this particular match, whether it's full highlights, goal by goal highlights, whatever it is of your choice, and also in your choice of language, whether it be English or Hindi. On that note, thank you guys for joining us today. We'll see you again very, very soon because, well, the World Cup action never really stops, even though there's 2 break days coming. So don't forget to join us tomorrow. For now, good night, goodbye, take care, and vanakkam.